Welcome to the Coach's Corner. Hi, I'm Frank Barbahan, and I'll be your discipleship coach for this week with your permission. This is number 9 in our series on forging our new identity in Christ through suffering and trauma. Just to be clear, this way of talking, that is forging our new identity through suffering, doesn't mean God sends us to suffering for the purpose of creating that identity. It means rather that given the fact that we have suffering and trauma in life, we can either let it crush us or we can use it to our advantage. The apostles call us to use it by the power of the Spirit to actually create more of our new identity. And it's Catholics more than Protestants who seem to be able to understand that indeed we do need to capitalize on suffering and we have to use it to our advantage. To borrow from the Simon and Garfunkel song, Bridge Over Troubled Water, when you are weary, when you're feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, when you're down and out, what then can you do? Contrary to the title of that song, Jesus is not a bridge over our troubled waters. Rather, he teaches us how to swim through the troubled waters. There are a number of skills we need to learn to swim through our troubled waters, to not long for suicide, to heal from the pain of our suffering, to set ourselves free from the enslavement of trauma. The absolutely central thing that needs to happen, the skill that we need to develop, is to cry. Whether male or female, it doesn't matter. The science of the human mind is that we need to cry in order to release pain. Now, women intuitively know this. They have the expression, have a good cry. Men not only don't have this expression, they don't even have the idea. Men defend against their pain by using their testosterone for aggression. We men don't normally cry first. We get angry and fight back first. The problem is that fighting back using aggression won't fix our emotional pain. But men tend to hold the pain inside anyway. And we become angry, we become depressed and bitter, and we won't communicate with our spouses. And many of us turn to alcohol or even drugs. The fact is, male or female, to the extent that we do not cry, to that extent the pain stays inside of us. That's whether we've been raped or gone to war and seen a buddy's head blown off, or been abused as a child, or been intensely and repeatedly emotionally hurt by a parent. It is not clear yet, it's a scientific mystery, how it is that tears chemically carry pain from inside of us to outside of us to be washed away. But the clinical fact is that it does. Crying and sobbing releases the terror, the fear, the rage, anger, frustration, disillusionment, cynicism, and the emotional pain that drives our cravings for suicide, or our anxiety and panic, or our depression and bitterness, or even our anger at God and life. The fact is, crying decreases the load of our emotional pain. It makes room for other thoughts and feelings. It allows our psyche to move forward, to shift and to change. Crying also allows us actually to get closer. It allows other people to get closer to us, to comfort us. And the fact is that crying between spouses increases intimacy. All right, here's the challenge. We have to allow ourselves to cry. And in order to do that, we must first make the choice to face our suffering. We have to embrace it. We can't just keep running from it. We can't have the attitude of letting sleeping dogs lie, or say to ourselves, this is ridiculous, or the past is the past, or there's no use crying over spilled milk. The fact is, the dogs aren't sleeping. and the past really does forge the present, and the milk just continues to spill, like it or not. Well, if you have comments or questions, feel free to blog me or email me at frank@peakperformancediscipleship.com, frank@peakperformancediscipleship.com, and I'll see you next time.